Why is the screen?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is John and Jenna with Flippin' Ain't Easy. Jenna just doesn't seem to understand when I hit go. That means stop talking. So, welcome back. Hopefully, you guys had a great week in sales. I can tell you that sales are pretty good this week. We were talking Monday. Let's check to see on Friday how sales are. I had a little under $400 day on Monday. $455 day on Tuesday, $507 on Wednesday, followed up by a measly $249 on Thursday. I don't know what happened there. And then today, $489 in sales. Pretty good. So I can tell you that I'm pretty satisfied with the way things are going, at least with my account. As you guys know, I've always been trying to get up towards the $500 mark per day in sales. That's the whole package, shipping and everything included. And so far, so good. Now, I want you guys to hit the like. Okay. I want you guys to hit the like button because you'll get a sound just like that, something like that with the cha-ching within the next 24 hours. I don't know how it works, but it just does. And now I get 1,000 messages that want to pop up my phone. So do that for us, guys. It helps YouTube put out the message that, or at least gives them the message that we have a pretty good community here and a pretty good discussion. So I would certainly appreciate that.
Okay, can you fix something before I go fucking mad?
Can you not curse on that?
Sorry. Can you fix that?
Wow. Hold on. What is that?
Okay, it's the camera. Is
is the camera not right?
Yeah,
Okay.
There
it is. Okay. So this is usually a curse-free zone, Miss
Sorry.
Thing. So wanted to talk about the report that came out on Tuesday evening. That is eBay's third quarter revenue report. Ultimately, it kind of is like this. eBay grew in sales 2% for the quarter. Okay. They grew its total revenue by 5% in the quarter to 18 billion. Okay. But year over year, they're up to 2.5. Active buyers fell. Now, this is what I want to talk about. They fell 3% in the quarter to 132 million. And so eBay's touting revenue earnings and loss of buyers. And so you have really buyers going one direction, revenue going the other. And that revenue is coming off of the back of the seller again in the way of fees. So to me, there's no way you can have a loss of buyers and increase in revenues. And at some point, it's just going to dry out. So eBay, they continue to fail. They talk about how they made all this money. They made all this money through eBay's first-party advertising products, primarily driven by promoted listings, delivered 345 million of revenue in the third quarter, up 39% on an as-reported basis. Okay, so up 39%, guys. And if it wasn't for that, they would be showing huge losses. Okay, because the number of buyers leave the platform, number of transactions also decrease as well. So this is a concern for me. As a seller on the platform, if we're talking, we're charging you extra in fees, right? But we're growing all this business, bringing all these new buyers on the platform, and therefore you're going to be able to grow as a business. Then you know what? I mean, I hate extra fees, but at least we're getting something out of it, right? But eBay is spending all this focus on innovation, which I don't think is a bad thing. We've talked about that. Here we go again. Hit the like button, guys. I've had 2 cha-chings so far. But we talk about it all the time on this channel and on the eBay Power Hour podcast, which is, by the way, dropping in the morning. So when does it end? When does eBay finally start focusing on the buying/seller experience and start believing that we need to bring more buyers in on the platform? At this point, we're going to lose sellers as well. I'm not really concerned about that. Those of you who are watching are probably serious enough that you're going to be here with us in 6 months to a year. And so I think you guys are also curious. It's sort of like this, sort of like having a yard sale, right? And you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna have all this good stuff out in my driveway, and the homeowners association, they don't open the gate. Okay. So you're getting a few buyers that are getting in behind a couple cars. You're getting a few people looking, but it could be so much better if they just open the stupid gate and understand that it's the traffic that we need to start generating into the site to get the sales. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. You don't need AI to help you figure that out. But yet they continue to report a loss in buyers, which is a big concern to me. And I want to know what you guys think down below. Now, I said this on the video I put out, the last video I put on the channel. Don't know if you guys watched it or not. Pete, Craigslist Hunter, contacted me about a week and a half ago, and was letting me know, hey, I've got some good news. He is branching out over to District. That is another reselling platform, and he's putting his name, his brand. So Pete, Craigslist Hunter, has the Craigslist Hunter marketplace set up under District to allow resellers to put items under his brand within his marketplace to sell, buy and sell items, much like you would find on eBay, Mercari, that type of thing. Just another place to get your items in front of other people. And he is working really hard. I was speaking to him today. He is really being just blasted with a lot of people trying to get on the platform, and he's just really busy working that out. So it's a platform we were given. We're like one of the first few. He reached out and said, hey, we want you to put some of your items on there. So we have a store on there. Jenna's running that store. She's putting listings up, and it's a work in progress. But you know, a lot of people have reached out to me over the last couple of years saying, hey, you know, is there a way that, you know, we can collectively as a community get together and create a platform? And of course, you know, at the time you're asking a guy at the small channel, but someone like Pete, 330,000 subs. He has a very, very good reputation in the industry. I haven't heard ever a bad thing about Pete. I mean, if anyone's going to start up something like this and make it work, it's someone like Pete. So give it a look when you get a chance. It's under District. There's even an app for it, so which is cool. You can get notifications.
The best part.
Yeah, that's
one of the best parts.
I mean, like Bonanza, right? Bonanza, there's no app for Bonanza, so I don't even know. I don't think I made a sale in Bonanza, but I don't even know without having to look. I'm the kind of person that I'm not stuck in front of my computer all the time, so I want to have an app notify me that, hey, dude, you got a sale. So that's important to me. And if you're looking for just another platform, maybe to give it a shot, you know, it's going to be slow at first. I can tell you that, because it boils down to one thing. The success and failure of any platform is the traffic. So I'm doing my best to get the word out, just like Pete is as well. So that's my diatribe for today. Hopefully, you know, we can kind of discuss whatever your thoughts are on alternative marketplaces like the one that Pete is really working hard to put together, and or we could talk about the earnings report and really what it means for eBay. Now, I don't want to go too deep into what the discussion was between Josh and I that you're going to see in the morning if you watch the eBay Power Hour podcast, but we really dive deep, and you know, we always challenge each other with you know, questions and maybe things that we haven't thought of before, and it really opens up a good dialogue. So hopefully you can watch some of that when you get a chance. It'll drop 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern.
Maya, it's called District.
District.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, District. And I never knew of it before Pete said something. And I know that there's some large creators or larger influencers that have also had marketplaces on there. But Pete is putting this together under his umbrella, and you know, it's his reputation, his umbrella. He's, I mean, name a person in our community that would probably be able to pull it off better than Pete. I just can't see it.
Nobody.
Mike says, hi guys, we'll be Kate to chat.
It's
Just
late.
Okay. Just wanted to check in. The electric sales kicking in. So electronic sales kicking in, sold over 2,000 today. Wow, sales haven't stopped.
Dang.
Mike, that is awesome.
Mike's killing it.
That is good. Good news. And I like the fact that you kind of let us know what it is that you're selling, those electronics. Now, did we figure out if you were selling them by consignment or were you buying the whole lot? I think you were doing the consignment thing, but maybe that changed. Flippin' Waffle says, good flippin' day to all. Sales still on constant. I can't even read today.
Wow.
Sales still, I'm constant. Okay, that wasn't me.
The sales are still, but Flippin' Waffles is constant.
Are you going to read these now? I'll let you read them if you want.
Well, you seem to be
I'm just trying to understand what that means. Have an amazing day, then crickets, then amazing, then crickets. Well, it's inconsistency.
Welcome to eBay.
I hope you weren't trying to say you're incontinent, but I think you said you're inconsistent.
Honey, would you have to go there for?
It happens. It's just that, a lot of the people watching, are in that age where we have to worry about things like that. Hustle and Grow says,
not everybody has to worry about that.
Well, the older you get, the more you start rooting for it, right? Hustle and Grow, Ed, yeah, it's like, I can't wait. Okay, let's move on. Woo! Hustle and Grow says, I have 12 cases of electronics. I got to get listed still. I'm so behind. I love electronics. It's like gadgets, like the doorbell that she's going to go and answer. It's probably the FedEx guy, but gadgets are some of my favorite things to list. I have to have the most recent gadgets, in my house and things that I use. So I love gadgets. Andy says, Indiana in the house. How's my FA family? Sales are picking up. That's good to hear. I was hoping, Monday we're talking, what are we going to be talking about on Friday? Here we are the 10th. And it kind of jives with the date that everyone was saying, hey, around the first week and a half of November is when Q4 starts to start rocking. So I'm encouraged, guys, for my own sales and from what I'm hearing from you guys. Guide Guru says, happy Friday, everyone. Yes, thanks for being here, Guide Guru. Daniel Lesage from Baton Rouge says, good evening, guys. Miss Kathy just made it from the bedroom to the living room to watch. Yes.
Hi, Miss Kathy.
All right. I don't know what Baptisteos is. What is Baptisteos?
Oragrass Baptisteos?
I don't know. Is that a Cajun thing or what? Disgruntled Octopus says, morning, humans. Yes,
good
thanks for being here. Flippin' Goods says, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. And we got Josh with us here, John, Jenna, and Ecom Entrepreneurs.
You got that one right.
I'm trying here. Joe Samard says, good afternoon, all you great people.
Aww.
Thanks for being here, Joe. Larry Todd says, howdy, Todd here because Larry couldn't make it. See, I knew.
Is Larry taking a nap?
I knew there was a part of Todd that there was a Larry just buried deep down inside. Yeah. Maybe it's what he calls his hand. Maybe his hand is Larry. He's really Todd. I don't know. Fisher Flip says, hello all. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Guy Drew says, excited for the new Power Hour tomorrow. Going back and, every once in a while you got to edit something. When we had like a little glitch where like for 3 seconds we had to, repeat an answer because the internet kind of got wonky. But watching it on 2x replay to get through the edit, it was pretty good. I really enjoyed listening to our own little podcast. So I think you guys will as well. Duncan says, good morning. My niece is visiting today. Now I feel I lost all that listing time. How do you deal with distractions? There's always seems to be something. That's a good question.
It's a daily occurrence for us.
Yeah, I get phone calls all the time. I have a retired buddy that lives in California, and he wants to talk football. He wants to talk fantasy football. He wants to, and I don't mind talking with him, but I'm so busy. Last night, got a call from another buddy in California wanting to ask me information about bowling and stuff. It's like, okay, I'll talk to you. And, 5 minutes turns into 30 before you know it. And you're in the middle of doing something when they call and you get sidetracked. And that's kind of why, maybe I need to just turn my phone off while I'm working. But because I don't have a set schedule in my mind, I'm willing to do this from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, it just doesn't matter to me. It's just kind of like, okay, I got a phone call. It's like, I guess it's break time for me. That's kind of the way I look at it. But you just got to navigate it. You have people coming over, especially if they're staying with you, you got to just say, look, I got to get some work done. So, make yourself at home. You're welcome to hang with me, but I got to focus on what I'm doing here. Rhiannon says, hey, all, happy Friday. Thanks for being here, Rhiannon. Callie Deb says, happy Friday, John, Jenna, and everyone in the chat. Getting a lot of holiday-related sales now. I hope everyone else is doing good, too.
Yeah, it seems to be that, like, our secondary account is the one that we're getting a lot of the things that have been on the store for a really long time are finally going because they're more like gifts. So
now that she says that, though, we have 0 sales today on that account.
I have one.
Do we have one? Okay, I didn't see it this morning. I'm mainly focused on the main account. So we've actually had probably close to about $175 in sales over the last 3 days. Now, that may not seem like a whole lot.
It's not a lot.
But if you're looking at this account, it's actually pretty promising because it's just full of just stuff under $20. Yeah. We got Ping G says, hello, John and Jenna, and the chat. Thanks for being here, Ping. A Guide Guru says, sales are underwhelming, but steady at least.
At least they're steady. That's all we can ask for.
And then Tommy's here to break the bad news. eBay is done. Reselling is over. Get your Piggly Wiggly applications before it's too late.
We don't have Piggly Wigglies.
We do not. No. I mean, how can you? I don't know. I know about Piggly Wiggly, but I mean, could they have picked a better name than that?
I mean, it's a Southern thing.
I don't understand.
We saw one when we went to
I know what that is.
North Carolina.
I know what that is. Duncan VR says, I heard there's a toilet seat sale on in your store. Buy 2, get 1 glow-in-the-dark toilet seat free.
Hey, I would take one of those.
And you just don't really have time to turn the light on, and you don't want to bang your leg into something. Anyone ever do that in the middle of the night?
Or someone's, sleeping and you don't want to turn the light on.
Love It Collectible says, hi, all. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to you as well. Thanks for being here. And we have Meg's here. Lilac Seller, thank you for being here. Derek, 87. Ching.
Ching.
And then we have Maya Koyama says, waiting for Q4 to start over here. My sales are literally so slow this week, but I did well this summer, so I guess it's my turn to get a bit W by the slow sales bug. Bit by the slow sales bug. So I don't know. Maybe it's just going to be category based. Like some categories are going to start feeling the Q4 run. Some are going to be sort of stagnant. I don't know what you're selling. I mean, I sell everything, so it's really hard to pinpoint it. As far as some of the things that I've sold, well, I can't even tell you about it because I'm not even in that account. But some of the things I've sold today, I think I sold a dehumidifier.
Shoes.
Did I sell some shoes?
I think so.
Sold some of those army boots.
Another pair?
No. That was yesterday or the day before, the army boots. But let me just see here real quick. And I probably didn't sign out. I got 6 items to ship out.
Already?
Yeah, dehumidifier. I got a key box that's a 200 key box for like valet. A self-empty station for an off-brand robot vacuum. A non-functional Onkyo receiver or a CD changer. A Lawn Master brand. That was brand new too. Lawn Master cordless lawnmower. It had a little battery pack.
And you'll never guess.
And a standalone toilet safety rail. So I'm all over the map. Everyone I'm sure out there maybe is a little bit more focused than I am, but I'm all over the map.
Scott said John had that plan.
Yeah, maybe you never know. Maybe I had an offer that came in right before the show and I clicked on the offer right when we started. Maybe
That's
something
funny.
like that. But the other one I had no idea I was getting.
Real quick. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you to everyone
Tomorrow, no
who
mail.
has served and continues to serve. We appreciate you. We have one in the military right now and another one going to be going in possibly next year.
And then for those who don't know any veterans or anyone who's in the military, there's no mail tomorrow.
Well, it is
Yeah.
Saturday. So.
Well, maybe you deliver on Saturday.
Some people.
Jerry says, hi, everyone. Finally making it to a live.
Hi,
Thanks for
Jerry.
being here. Jovial Juggler says, look at what that girl with all the curls.
Oh.
So there's a reason for that before No One Design jumps on here. I don't know if he has already, but, you know,
No One
does it
Design's
mean
here, but...
anything? I don't know, well, Ken's here. Okay, but does it mean anything? Okay. Just want to get that out of the way.
No.
Duncan VR says, I hit the like 3 times.
I just got my hair cut, so I wanted to do something with it.
Oh, okay. I hit the like 3 times. I had some hundreds of dollars in sales a day. Why isn't Jay all in blue too?
Because I didn't get the memo.
I just wanted to wear my new hat, and I wanted something.
He got dressed after I did.
I just wanted something to match my hat that I picked up the other day. Trying to get another hat in here pretty soon. Guy Guru says makes sense seeing how they are pushing luxury stuff. Yeah, they call it their featured categories, right? So I think there's like maybe 5 or 6 featured categories. Wish they'd feature ours with some, you know, at least some love, but it is what it is. Brett says, hey, FA fam, sales are mediocre, about 6 to 7 sales daily all week, still up 39.7% on item sales versus last year. So no one complaining here, selling many $200 items lately, which is nice.
Nice.
And we went with Brett last weekend to lunch and Julie, and we were talking business, and I'm willing to bet, Brett, you get those items up on Poshmark, and it'll certainly, if anything, offset the lower sales you're seeing right now. Trisha, Q3 extortion report. Yes, it's a way to put a happy face on it for the investors, and I guess without saying it, they really aren't going to say it, but they fleeced the sellers. But I mean, we're here. I don't mind, and there's a number that I want you guys to watch the eBay Power Hour tomorrow, and I want you to start kind of looking at, and it's called ROAS, and it's return on ad spend. I think that is a key metric to start looking at. Maya says, you know, John, that's what I was thinking. They only charge the ad fees on the sales, so when buyers stop buying, where are they going to get that money? It's not sustainable. It's not. I mean, look, if your strategy is we're just going to squeeze these sellers as much as we can, okay, great. You're putting all your focus in that while you're letting these buyers just leave. Find a way to keep the buyers on the platform. If these people are going to leave, find new ones. Business, look, if I sell 5 items more today, as a result, you bringing in more buyers, I'm not going to care as much about giving you more money on a sale. I mean, if I'm making, 50% margin, even with your squeezing going on, I'm okay with that. And it all kind of boils down back to that ROAS, and good for Josh for pointing that out on tomorrow's show. I had no idea it even existed on eBay. Tommy says you can because some of the loss is coming from immediate pay on offers. Before, people kept making new accounts to skirt blocks and not paying over and over and over, and now they can't. Yep. And the comic miner says, let Jenna say the F word. She's such a nice person and should definitely be allowed more F-bombs.
No, it's not appropriate. It's not attractive either. It's just the way I speak.
Yeah, she reserves those F-bombs when the camera's off, and
Unfortunately, it's just part of my language.
Yeah, well, there might be little kids watching.
I know.
Guy Guru says, sounds familiar, John. LOL. And F-bomb Friday, I agree. And then No Design says, hey, Jim and Jenny. What's Jim for? What's that all about, Ken? Duncan says, I'm not being racist, but the site is filled with so many China seller junk. I was looking for armchair pad rest. Well, you have the overseas market that comes in and infiltrates eBay, and unfortunately, eBay allows it. Now, look, I don't mind competition at all, but if this competition, how does eBay look at this as a good buying experience if someone's taken weeks to get the item to the buyer? That's not a good buying experience.
They also have, places in the States that they keep a lot of that stuff. You think that a lot of that
Okay.
Chinese branded stuff that comes from Amazon, it's not. We get it in literally one day. It's
Right.
coming from.
Well, it's coming from Amazon warehouses within
Right.
the United States, but for me, any seller that's using the eBay US platform to sell within the US that doesn't have the product in the US should be kind of knocked out. If you're going to let them sell, fine. I don't know why you would, but it's not a good buying experience, especially if an Amazon buyer is like, I want it tomorrow mentality. They don't want to wait weeks. Yet their prices are so low, it's really hard to compete. And even though you're able to get the item to them sooner, I mean, I don't know. There's Temu for that. I don't really see how eBay allows it. But every time they get a sale, eBay gets money, and that's what they're more concerned about. Otnip Drop Flips says, "Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here." And then the word of the day is for you is fudge, fudge, or fork.
Or
fork and fudge.
It's not something that rolls off my tongue easily, so I'll try.
Duncan VR says I could go for a burger today, and we had the burger thing the other day.
Had a burger.
David says, "Hey folks, Scotland here." Scotland.
I want to go to Scotland.
Scotland. I'm definitely going with my golf clubs. Jeff Zenick says, "Hi John and Jenna, folks. Endure." Yes. Endure. I have maybe about 5 or 6 items in my I don't want to call it a death pile, but in my inventory that needs to be listed, and then I'm out of that stuff. And it's one of the things I was going to make a video about. Q4 has historically for me been the hardest time of year to source. And that is because most people that kind of sell here and there, they figure, I'm going to get out there and get some stuff to sell here because Q4 is usually the busiest time of the year. And it's when people get really serious about sourcing. And then, people are driving up the prices of stuff that you're normally used to getting a really good deal on. So that's kind of what I'm going through right now. But we're going to go to the yard sales tomorrow, get some stuff to supplement where I normally get my stuff, and we're just going to make it work. That's what we're going to do. Patricia says, working on reviving a Gemmy animatronic today. What is fun. I don't know what a Gemmy animatronic is, but it sounds like really cool electronic stuff. Mm-hmm. And I like cool electronic stuff. Let's see. Lawrence is with us. Says, with promoted listings, it's also hurting buyers. Instead of giving a discount to sell many items, I have to take that discount and add it to promoted items. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you only have so much room to work with between promoting your own items and having eBay promote your items. Now, you're promoting your own items through markdown sales. Of course, that gets buyers in, coupons, all that stuff. But then you have to put money aside to give eBay the incentive to promote your items. And at some point, you really got to be sourcing really good to withstand that. And we have Mike Gertis is in the house. Says hello. Thanks for being here. Beeping me now.
I don't know, but you need to turn it off. You're right under the microphone.
I need to get airplane mode out of here. Okay, Mike. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. And David says Pete recommended you in his videos, and Resell Rabbit recommended Pete. Who's next? I wonder. Well, I'm going to recommend Josh Galt, even though Josh didn't
you're it.
Even though Josh didn't come out with a live stream today.
I was.
And well, he told me
that's how I start my day.
He told me yesterday. He said, because we actually had another segment. We did the bonus cut segment last night because the bonus cut segment we did that we would normally do before we do the podcast. He was just like, I don't like that conversation. I was not focused. My kids were, I didn't hear his kids, but his kids were acting up. And so he felt like he wasn't really focused on what we were talking about. So he's like, can we redo that bonus cut segment?
And sometimes that happens, especially when you're trying to talk, serious business. There's other things going on in your world and you just have to do it over.
But it kind of made me think, wait, we are talking, okay, here's what's happening. We're having a bonus cut segment that we do before we even talk about the meat and potatoes on the podcast. We put the podcast out on Saturday, and the pre-discussion we put out the following Wednesday. And I was thinking, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we do the podcast? and then get back together for 30 minutes like the next day and do like an after show. That way we close out the conversation. We have feedback from Saturday's podcast. We can address any questions that people have. And then the following podcast, we can kind of move on to the next subject, and we've closed out the last subject, if that makes sense. So that might be how we're going to be doing that moving forward. But great podcast altogether. And we're closing in on 700 subs. We should be at 1,000 subs here. I mean, that's amazing to me that we are a good solid month into this.
I just think you guys have a chemistry that's not really out there as far as talking logistics of eBay. Sure, there's great podcasts out there, you know, Scott, Bearded Picker, all those guys, they have great podcasts and shows, and they have lots of good information, but I think you guys really stick to eBay and eBay focus.
Yeah, there's a lot of podcasts that it's almost like we have our own identity, and a lot of these other podcasts are kind of falling into, you know, like Let's Do Lunch. They have their own little identity. Mm-hmm. You have other podcasts that, let's say, Trash to Cash. They have their own identity, which is mm-hmm. three guys getting together and just having fun with each other.
Talking Kevin.
And then it seems like a lot of, I think there's a lot of other podcasts that are trying to be what they're not and kind of fit that mold or stuff. But we are trying to be our own podcast, and I think we're succeeding in doing that. Thriftin TN Android needs Android app. So I don't know if that is.
I thought he said it was on the Android app.
I wouldn't know. I have no way of checking, but
I don't have an Android, but I thought I heard that he said that it was on Android.
And then Love It Collectible says, regarding Bonanza, do you think it's work doing it? No, it's not work. It's literally 10 minutes setting up an account.
It could be she meant work or worth. It's not a lot of work.
Well, she said work.
And it's not really worth it either.
So, and then the follow-up is, and how does one know you got a sale? Just through email. Through email. And Lord knows I don't check the email as often as I need to. And really, it's like, when I think about it, I'll check to see if I have a sale on there.
Yeah.
So, like District,
you get notifications from the app.
Under Pete, I'm getting, well, she
meant worth.
Okay. I think it's worth doing it in the sense that, look, I have 180 items in my store, 190 items in my store, and I'm getting a sale like once a month. And if getting that extra sale is worth it to you. Now, I believe Jovial Juggler reached out and said, hey, you see what they're doing with Bonanza, and the way Bonanza is doing it, I don't know why they're doing this. But if you're not buying the label through Bonanza, you know, whether it's USPS, FedEx, UPS, they're charging you a $2 fee. I mean, wouldn't Bonanza be more focused on look, I know they're getting kickbacks off the labels, fine, but the few sales you have right now on your platform to use that, again, let's worry about getting traffic. Focus these efforts on traffic.
Right.
It's just basic retail.
Yeah.
You know, the more traffic you have, the more money you're going to make, and you don't need to worry about these little $2 fees. So for someone like me, I'll still keep my stuff up there because I make $2 ain't nothing. I'll save $5 to $15 on a label from what they charge the buyer to what I get with FedEx anyway. So other people, you know, it does cut into their bottom line, especially if that item's only maybe $10 free shipping. Well, $2, you know, that's a big chunk out of.
And if you continue to, you know, that adds up. That's not, you know, 10 cents. It's $2 on every sale. And if you are killing it on Bonanza, I mean, I don't know who is, but maybe there are. But the more you add that up, that's a lot of money.
I've never heard of anyone killing it on Bonanza.
I haven't either, but you know, there's always going to be that one in the crowd who has to talk back.
But imagine if you're shipping 30 of these $10 items free shipping, right? Well, guess what? They just took $60 out of your earnings from you not maybe you use pirate ship, right? Mm-hmm. So now they're taking that money from you because their discounts, the discounts that they've touted are like, well, 15% off, that's nothing. eBay top rated seller discounts on their labels give like 20 to 40% off in many cases. So I don't know. I'm not discouraged from selling there. Again, I don't sell enough to really make it that alarming. And again, I don't lose money on shipping. So for other people, though, I can see that being a problem.
Yeah.
Maya says, what's the platform called again? Again, that's District, and it is under Craigslist Hunter. And that's how you find his little marketplace. Guy Guru says, oh, nice. FE got a shout out on Craigslist Hunter. No, I had one a few months back, and he actually, I did not know he was even a fan of the channel, and until he drops in the lives once in a while.
Well, we met him in person at the rally in Cincinnati,
right,
and had a really nice conversation. So he mentioned at that time that something really cool was coming down the pipe.
No. This he had actually gave a shout out on the channel a couple months
No,
before.
I know that.
Oh yeah, but he did mention this whole district thing.
Yeah, I was talking about the district.
Okay.
Thing.
I thought maybe he was hinting at giving a shout out on the channel.
No.
That had already happened, and I was kind of surprised by it, but very, very cool nonetheless.
I had to rewatch his live today because the beginning of it, because I didn't catch the beginning because I wanted to see Honey.
Yeah, he had a guy bringing a couple iPads into his shop, and these are brand new. And he's like, I just turned it on to see if it works, right? So I'm like listening to this guy, tell Pete how new it is, right? And Pete's like, well, I can't sell it new because it's been opened. The shrink wrap's off of it.
Yeah, and he already had apps on the iPad.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, there's a difference between turning it on and going through the full setup process. Yeah. So it's used at this point.
Because you have to attach an iCloud to it when you're going through that phase.
Yeah, sir, I don't care. You've used this at this point. I have to go back and reformat it.
Yeah.
If you have to go back in and reset the whole thing, it's used at that point. Maybe if you've gone past, do you want English or another language? But no. So I would have been like, sir, and I think he did. He was expecting a lot more than he got when he got there. That was interesting to watch. Let's see. Silver Hair says, love Pete and all he is about and his influence, but an alternative site will need buyers, not convinced. But an alternative site's going to start with no buyers anyway. So, Bonanza, let's say, for instance, a Bonanza, who's back in Bonanza? Where did that come from? I only learned from Bonanza from people that popped in on this chat talking about Bonanza. Now, are these items going to be pushed over to places like Google Shopping? That's my hope, right? Because as buyers learn, I bought something off this site called District, maybe they'll be willing to come back. So my thought initially is, if you're thinking you're going to get on there like and immediately knock it out. Now I do know there's some sales that already have happened on under Craigslist Hunter, but it's going to be something that is going to be built. It's anyone that thinks that they're going to build a site that's going to compete with eBay from day one is sadly mistaken. It's going to take a lot of recognition.
It takes a lot of work.
So we'll see how it works. It may be that it's just one of those sites that we use to supplement the main listings that we have on eBay, and I'm okay with that. We have Kevin Commonwealth Flipper with us. Thanks for being here. CLL. What's CLL? I don't know. CLL. Maybe that's code for
call.
You'll call me later. I don't know. But thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And here's the link. District.net Craigslist Hunter. Worth a look. David Pentland says, can I sell from Scotland? No, can't sell from Scotland. Not yet. But I think they're going to be working on that at some point.
Canada and US only as of right now.
Right. No One Designs says Rockstar.
They asked who was gonna. It was earlier.
Oh,
they said.
I think it is DR that has their own marketplace on there as well. Let's see. Baubles, blings, and needful things. Alyssa says, howdy, dear FAE peeps. Jenna rocking out these luscious waves, and Mr. John. I don't know if she's saying Mr. John with the big teeth on that emoji, but
Mr. John.
Guide Guru says, well, if you eat a lot of waffles, it could cause regularity issues. You know what? We have stuff for waffles. I just don't eat it very often.
No, remember when we got the maple syrup?
Yes.
And he said, "Oh, maybe we'll get some Eggos."
We did.
I went to the store and got Eggos.
We did.
Yeah. I don't think
and it was very
any,
good. Yes, I have.
Oh.
The syrup's good. I liked it, but I look.
I forget that we have it because we keep it in a separate freezer, so I forget.
I'm the guy who go to IHOP and never order a pancake or a waffle. That's just me. Dean Funderburk says, I just Googled District and I don't see any platform. Go check out the link right here that Tommy put in here, district.net/Craigslist Hunter, one word. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Larry Todd says, hey, quit worrying about us P Challenge oldies. Let's see. Universal Sphere says,
oh, Crazy Lamp Lady
is on District.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what CLL is.
Oh, Crazy Lamp Lady. That's what that means. Or you're welcome to call me later, Kevin, if you want. Mr. Blackwater says, shout out Hustle and Grow. Yes, Ed from Hustle and Grow. He's been on this channel. And
he's here, I think.
Yeah, he is. And he kills it. I think he does a lot more business on Walmart than he does on eBay. But he's making it work regardless of the platform. Yeah. Larry Todd wants to know, Tommy, you're going to do District? I'm curious to know that. Mr. Blackwater says, thanks, flipping ain't easy. You're welcome. And then Lawrence Trombley says, I have over 200 low-priced items I've had over a year. I want to get rid of them, put them on sale for 50% off. Sold 2 in 1 month, took some items, put them 50% promoted yesterday, already sold for. But see, those big numbers, 50% off, 50% promoted. Oh, 50%. See, the promotion's not going to do anything for the buyer, but it's going to get your item in front of more buyers. It's going to get it higher in the page ranks on Best Match Search. I would be willing to bet that if you threw a 25% off sale and a 25% promoted, I wouldn't even go that high in promoted, to be honest. But I think you would do just as well as 50% promoted. If you're just giving your profits away like that, but it worked out for you. So, but maybe there's a happy medium where you're not giving up so much profit on your items. Maya says, thanks. It looks cool. Similar concept to Facebook groups. I used to buy and sell in Facebook groups for different hobbies and niches. So Kent says he already fell victim. LOL. No, victim is a little harsh. As far as, look, I'm going to try different things. This is the way I am. You just never know until you know, and that's kind of my thought going into this. Is that it may be something that just takes time to grow. And at this pace, where's eBay going right now? They're not going in a very good direction. It
doesn't hurt to have your eyes or your items on different platforms. I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to have more eye. I mean, of course, if you're killing it, okay, Tommy, if you're killing it on eBay and you have no desire to make more money or whatever, then just disregard it all.
Well, I mean, I just think that people are focused on what works, and if that works, then why venture over to something that is sort of an unknown? But if you're looking forward at, well, where's eBay going with this? They're losing buyers on the platform. They are gaining money only off of the same effort that you put last year, where they weren't gaining that kind of money off of each listing. At what point does eBay just push the buyers and the sellers out the door through just greed and not bringing in new buyers? These buyers are going somewhere to buy stuff. These people aren't saying, you know what, eBay ain't working for me. I think I'm going to start shopping at Walmart again. No, people enjoy buying stuff online. They're going to find the best place where they can get the best experience. And, it may be a site like this, that, Craigslist Hunter site that has little to no traction at first, but it's something that you're never going to know until you actually put it out there and push it and see if you can make it grow. Maya says, thanks. It looks cool. We already talked about that. Otnip Drop Flip says, someone's knocking at the door. Someone's ringing the bell. Do me a favor and open the door and let them in.
Well, we have another ring that's probably going to come.
Which one came? Was it USPS?
That was FedEx.
FedEx, okay. Dave Anderson says, what does an eBay buyer look like? We sell lots on eBay, but have never purchased. Amazon buyer all the way. I'm an Amazon buyer. I rarely buy on eBay unless I'm using my coupon to get the boxes. Unless we're looking for a paper tape machine that's legit. Yeah, well, that's good luck with that. But I'll find something. Maybe I need a charger for an item that I picked up. That type of thing. I'll be more inclined to buy that on eBay than Amazon. Everything else I'm buying on Amazon. So what's happening? Why are buyers leaving? That's the question I want to know. Why are buyers leaving the platform? I mean, the buyers that are already here and know about eBay, what's making them leave? And why isn't eBay doing anything to replace them? That's my thing. Maybe the customer experience, but why are people leaving in droves? If they said 1%, I'd be like, okay, that seems about right for any platform. We're talking, maybe slow economy, people aren't active buyers because they just can't afford to do it. But we continuously have been hearing about loss of buyers, quarter over quarter, and it's just concerning to me. Harry says, Kent says, Harry. Jerry Johnson says, hi, everyone. Finally made it to the live. I haven't had a sale for a week now. I got a fly buzz in my face. I haven't made a sale for a week now. Hit the like button, so wait for the magic.
Okay, yes. We're sending it to you.
And Devon says, just gone down, taken down all the Halloween lights.
Yes.
Well, some people, they leave their lights up year round.
They left their Halloween or took their Halloween stuff. So they must have had specific Halloween stuff.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. 49ers fan says, last 3 buyers had their old address on eBay. Don't remember, does eBay have a pop-up reminder about verifying your address before purchase? I mean, it'll be a good idea. I think when you check out, it'll show the default address that you're using.
Yeah.
And people are in such I got to get it done mode where they just kind of skip through the steps and they don't verify anything. Mm-hmm. These are the same same buyers who don't read your listings and wonder why they got something that maybe had a defect that they didn't read that you had placed twice in the listing. Mm-hmm. Ken has a pro tip to never get distracted. Don't answer the door or pick up the phone. Yeah, I'm guilty of it. But, I like to think of myself as a good friend, right? And maybe someone's reaching out. They need my help. Sometimes that's the case. And, I don't want to be that guy. I usually do pick up when people reach out. Tommy Bernard says, Todd, I signed up. It's Pete. I know he won't touch me inappropriately or fleece me. Yeah.
Yeah. Pete is safe. He's trustworthy. If he's told me to do whatever, I would probably do it.
Okay. Anyway.
Not like that.
Anyway, he wanted us to give feedback, the lister, what do you think of it? How do you, what's the listing flow look like? And they can get in there and tweak things.
Very easy.
They can get in there and tweak things too. So, he's very open to feedback and, concerns and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, here's the thing, eBay, you reach out, this is a concern. It's like, okay, crickets, we'll just file that away somewhere else. Someone like Pete, there's a chat forum on there. You can say, hey, Pete, I encountered this when I was trying to list, and there's someone from District on there and also Pete, and they can try to,
and as we're talking, I'm seeing the messages in the District app, and they're popping up as notifications on my screen, and it's asking and people are asking, legitimate questions, and Pete's on it.
Harry, this is a good show. The bling bling factor is on here, and then Baubles Blings and Needful Things is on here too. So we've got more than just one bling. Lots of
Baubles and Blings.
Larry Todd says, hi Harry, I'm already being pounded on my age and incontinence. We talk about all kinds of stuff like that.
And his pretty hands.
Let's see. Here else says everything's good, Tommy. Here's a community yard sale tomorrow to shade a global warming. Looking for, I don't even know how many. Maybe I just need to look, but how many yard sales are going to be popping up in the area tomorrow? Usually I'll get a lot of pops. Oh, that's why it's not coming up. Because I don't have
because you put it on airplane.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh, here comes 36 sales within 20 miles tomorrow. That's down from 60 sales that I saw pop up last weekend. And it's like for every sale that's in the yard sale app out here in Vegas, we have like 2 that are just people just put up signs. They don't even think to put the yard sale up on an app. So we're probably in the whole valley here of 3 million people, 3 million people. We're probably going to have close to 100 yard sales. Let's see. Tommy says my toilet seat lights up like Graviton at the fair.
I need one of those.
Yeah. Well, look, I lived my whole life without one. I don't need one now. Laura says all my sons served in the military. Well, thank them for us for their service.
For your continued support of your sons, because it's when one family member goes into the military, it's not just that one person. The family is also important as a person serving. You know, the wives, the children, the families.
Yeah. And Love It Collectible says, question, how does one know when it's time to subscribe to a store on eBay? When you find yourself buying that particular item that store has, let's say you had a good experience, you bought something, and then you see they have more of it, and maybe you think you're going to need more of it, down the road, it's a good idea to do that. And then that way you can just go right to it. Let's see. Yep, November is flying, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Guy Guru is a vet. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Yes, Ace says that's our money, 39%. That's how much I'm losing, 45% lower. Yeah. Yep, that's for sure. Noah Design says, if you work in the Salvation Army, are you conceded a veteran? You might have conceded to a veteran once in a while if you work in the Salvation Army. I'm just going by his English. The same guy that says I need Rosetta Stone all the time. Andy Someta says usual suspects. Let's see. Belinda Schlack says love your shirt, Jenna. Yellowstone, love me a Rip Wheeler.
Oh yes.
Gosh.
Love Yellowstone.
Urethra
great
Franklin
for the eyes.
says Jenna looking fabulous as always.
Thank you.
Laura says Air Force, Army, and Homeland Security.
Yes.
I want to meet someone who's worked for Space Force. That's still a thing, guys. Just curious what they are. They're so hush hush. No one ever hears about them.
That's probably for a reason.
No One Design says John looks like a blueberry and Jenna looks Yellowstone fab. Right.
Thank you.
The only thing I could really match my hat that I was willing to wear right now. Tommy says new hack. I put Rolex in all item specifics, no matter what the. Yeah.
Oh God.
Mike says just got back. Had to make a late run to UPS for one item that sold for $550. I got all that stock with no investment. Have about 25K of merchandise sitting on my workbench waiting to be listed.
Wow, that's awesome.
Wow, I'm envious. That is really, really cool. Brian H says, join the military. Put hair on your chest.
That's right.
Laura says, former Army wife here, so I served.
Yes, you sure did.
Lenny got a ka-ching or cha-ching.
A ka-ching?
It's kind of like a cha-ching. I think a ka-ching is like a certain dollar amount to it. I think a ka-ching is any sale under $20. A cha-ching is over 20. I'm putting that designation.
Ka-ching is when you lose your pennies on the ground.
I'm making it a thing. If it's a ka-ching, it's only like 20 or less. Cha-ching is over 20.
Wow.
That's just my thing now. Devon says, John, I do have a question. Buyers pay sales tax and a recycling fee. Can they write off the recycling fee of the buyer? Can they write off this recycling fee the buyers? I don't know. I didn't know who's paying recycling fees.
Who's paying recycling fees?
I've never seen that. Now, if you go to say Best Buy and buy like a new TV, if you don't have one to, I think like some places, like if you don't have a device to bring back, you get charged a recycling fee. Never heard of that as it pertains to eBay or online sales though.
Yeah.
So maybe someone has an answer for you. I just don't have it. Tommy says he's between 11.5 and 12 return on ad spend. Now, I can tell you I'm currently, for this time period,
She said eBay.
little under 10.
Sorry.
It's okay.
She said eBay is charging buyers.
I didn't know they were charging buyers recycling fees.
I
mean, as far as writing things off, if you're buying something to resell for your business, then it's part of your cost of goods, so you can write that off.
She said she saw it she said, I saw it on my payout.
Well, if it's a fee, then you're going to be able to write that off if it's associated with you doing business. So Tommy's between 11.5 and 12 return on ad spend. I was a little under 9, and I was actually closer to 12 in the summer. And when I look at it, my decrease in that number was associated with upping my promoted listing rates to dynamic. So I said, let's give it a try, 10 to, like in some cases, 15, 16%. So I was getting no more sales for the money I was actually putting in, which would cause that to fall. Let's see. US Sports Cards says, do you think eBay sellers are increasing or decreasing on listings and activity in your spaces? I don't see any increase or decrease. I think it's, for the most part, pretty stagnant. I think that it may be different sellers, maybe sellers from really, oops, got it. I think it's sellers. Sorry, guys. I keep getting this stupid gnat flying around my head. But no, it's, okay. Yeah, I think it's here it goes, flying in my freaking face.
You didn't get it then.
No, I didn't get it. It's too small. Anyway, I'm trying to finish a thought here. So
those are called distractions.
I have a hard enough time finishing thoughts on my own. Yes, it's like flying in my face. So as far as people who sell in very saturated categories, I think it's, the lack of sales. I think those folks are going to leave before the people who are making. In my category, it just seems everyone seems to be doing fairly well.
The gnat loves blueberries,
I guess. Swearing is trash talk. And then get it. Say sellers. Okay. Larry Todd, in 1972, worked at the Veteran Hospital in Amarillo, Texas. Ooh. My pleasure to serve World War I, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam vets. Yes. That's very good.
Yeah.
Josh says we need to get rid of Canadian sellers. But you're not really a Canadian. You're a Canadian who sells in the United States.
Yeah.
So
Patricia, you don't really qualify.
Buyers generally don't know they can filter out non-U.S. sellers. They just don't. Most buyers are in there by default. They aren't even aware that you can filter your best match search results, by price. They just go with whatever eBay shows them. Mark Suddick says, hi all. Jen, your hair looks great. Since you look so good today, John better be taking you out for dinner and a show. He owes it to you. Yeah, we'll go on a weekday. We'll go on a weekday. We usually do when we go. Luba says, hi, John. Thank you for a red tape gun hack. I hated that thing and never used it. Now using it every day. Yeah, it's the hack where I don't have it, but you take there it is. Move your cup, please. Oops, I got stuck. Tape loves to stick to stuff I don't want it to stick to. So I don't have it on this one, so I'll show it to you. Sorry for the loudness. So this little tab, I'll show to anyone who didn't watch before. It activates the teeth of the gun when it's pulled back. But that means you have to press into the box. Well, I'm tired of pressing into the box. I don't want to do that. I just want to tear the tape when I need to. So I'll take a piece of tape and I will tape it back into the side. Now, sometimes it'll pop up after use. You just do it again. But that keeps the teeth exposed. And for me, it saves some time. So hopefully someone else can use that. And I'm glad that you're able to make that work. Tommy says Kent Daigle is having a going out for business yard sale all week. Everything $1. Let's see. Patricia says Jemmy does cool animated Halloween props. That's what Jemmy is.
Okay.
So you're trying to fix the one you have. Gail Carlson says, yeah, I made it. Was busy building walls and forgot what time it was.
Building walls, my goodness.
Building walls. We want to build bridges, not walls. Let's see here. Brenda says, someone hacked my account, changed all my prices, and they added all promotions to our items. Ooh, that's horrible. No way. Wow. Hopefully you're able to get in front of that. Hopefully you're having a bad sales week and you didn't have to deal with any sales that that's horrible. The Thrifty Loon says, hi there, flippin' ain't easy team. Thank you.
Yes. Look, see, I knew it.
What?
Read, don't put it on screen, but just read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Wait, no one cares. Let's just move on.
Okay.
Patricia says, after show as a regular feature sounds great. Yeah, I think that's what we want, maybe to follow up on some questions. Maybe we thought we hit the topic really good, but on the podcast, but maybe we missed a few things. You guys ask the questions or ask about that, and we can kind of follow up on it. I think that's a good segment, a way to do the segment from here on out. Brianna says, y'all deserve the subs. Power Hour is so great. Well, thank you. I really feel like the pressure of
like said, thank them later.
She thanked them now. But I really feel the pressure to put together a good show. Just hope we keep delivering on that. Love It Collectible says, I agree with your assessment of the Power Hour. John and Josh is very authentic and honest. Viewers get news they can use and stories from the field that are helpful. Wish you guys much success. Well, thank you for that. Yeah. Andy says, Tommy shoved his finger in his bum so you guys could quit podcasts and kick people off. Biff, our biggest fan of the podcast, says, I had to cut Trash to Cash loose. Just nonsense, and I don't watch any of those channels anymore. I know you don't like to throw shade, so I'll say it. I like Kevin. I like Carrie and Dave, ADH Dave. Sorry, I had a brain fog there. I like those guys. For me, I'll watch it, but it's not on my radar, I'll say, because I just want the information. I want information. And a lot of times they'll bring up things that maybe I wasn't aware of that's going on kind of in the community, and it's kind of fun to hear what their thoughts are on it. But other than that, I think the Power Hour podcast really fills a void that wasn't there, that was there this whole time that wasn't filled. Let's see. Biff says, I'm glad there are more analytical reselling podcasts emerging. The what sold content model is dying. The problem with the what sold model is, okay, so you showed me that this thing here sold. What's the chances of me coming across that the next time I go to the yard sale? And who's going to, because I can't remember what I even ate last night, let alone what someone showed me 3 months ago in a bolo or what they bought, right? Mm-hmm. Like the whole thing, like Tech and Sports, he has this video, it's like an hour long. I think it's very interesting to watch that, because the guy's walking around Disneyland and he's just saying, okay, I've sold this, sold that, boom, boom, I know about this, that. And it's just a display of like, wow, that's some pretty good knowledge. To me, that's impressive. And to the point where, it had me like taking notes on stuff like, okay, but if you're saying that this one thing here or one thing there, I don't know. I just, I will never remember it or retain it when I'm at the yard sale. Guy Grew says, I remember Cincinnati Picker and Lonnie had a podcast a few years ago. They never kept it up. That was two guys without jobs. And don't know whatever happened to it. I actually sort of enjoyed it, but it just kind of fizzled away. And I hope Josh and I can just keep it fresh, and we just keep doing it.
Well,
it's actually
eBay
something
provides plenty of content.
Eureka Franklin says, as much as I enjoyed Tracy, if you really cared about us, Tommy, you'd find a lookalike and reboot. Yeah. Love to see your podcast start up again, Tommy. Mm-hmm. So hopefully you guys can get that working. if you pissed her off, Tommy, just apologize. That's the way it works.
No, she's too busy, he said, building a house.
Well, she's not building it. She could take
Maybe
an
she
hour out of
is.
her day and, sit in front of the microphone and
She
just
also
talk.
has her OnlyFans
Oh,
account.
well, no,
so
that might be it.
that's probably
Yeah.
what's,
Did she actually say that? Just as a joke, but did she actually say that?
yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that she said it and we're not throwing shade.
No. It's a joke.
Okay.
Because if you've ever been on Roman's Live, sometimes Tracy's in there and we talk about having an OnlyFans account.
Ken wants to know, is it me or is there an uptick in thrift with me? Watch me ship. Look at what I found. Watch me count my money, you poor people videos these days on YouTube.
Yes, there is. And it's it has really overcome my YouTube feed, and I can only watch so much of it.
And then Beard wants to know, what did I miss? Can we start over?
No.
Well, Scott can't start over, but you can watch the replay. He does his live. Usually he'll be doing it tonight, right?
Yes, Friday night.
Friday night. So after we're done, go in and tune in with the Bearded Picker channel, and they'll keep the conversation going. A lot of good business talk.
I can't get up for the their early one, but I love their Friday one.
Yeah, I get up early when I can.
Mr. Instigator.
Duncan says, so to get traffic on eBay, unless you have unique items, you have to promote it suggested. Did you try promoted advanced? So promoted advanced to me, I think is really only worth trying out if you have a multi-quantity listing. And
oh my God, Tracy's here.
Okay. If you have a multi-quantity listing and or a high value item that maybe you tried to sell, hasn't sold, maybe you want to find a way to get it going, get it out, maybe try the promoted advanced on that. Otherwise, it's just another way for eBay to take your money. You're spending money, a daily budget per item, and you can put money, you can bid on keywords and stuff like that. It's just a little complicated, too complicated for the average seller, I think. But as far as unique items, I think even unique items is giving up some of its traffic because of promoted listings. And that's in the video I put out the other day. Let's see. Beard says, I don't know Kent. I don't see how they are going to drive traffic.
It's regarding, he said you should cash in.
Oh, you mean
on district.
Oh, okay. Start a district store, cash in. That's just the thing. We don't know what we don't know. So is it in 2-3 months from now going to be a thing? Is it, Whatnot was sort of questionable to a lot of people when it first started, but as people migrated over and tried it out and they built audiences, they made it work. Corey Cloud says, first time making it to a live. Normally I hit the like after the fact. Maybe I'll get a sale.
You never know.
Welcome to the live.
You have 24 hours.
The curator of thrift says, I miss the days of the reseller roundtable guys just chilling and chatting about the gig. After that fell off, I stopped watching all this stuff until I decided to go full-time early last year. Yep. Tommy Bernard says, I asked Nicole State to join me. She could get us sponsored memberships, Patreon, and bubble wrap in no time.
Wow.
That's funny.
Wow.
Beard says, I don't have enough big girls as fans to sell these 7K pairs of 3X Flexies.
Wow.
I know you had a lot, but do you have that many?
Damn.
And then Patricia says, crazy, I see now, I guess CLL is crazy lamp lady will bring her stands along wherever she goes. What's her stands? Oh, stands is like her fans. Other peeps not sure how they will drive or attract traffic. That's yet to be seen. Let's figure that out.
I've heard of this person, but I don't know. I've never seen them online.
I think she's in the one in Vegas. She's in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I am mistaken, but
wait, is she the one that we met at Katie and Maggie's?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. It might be. I don't know. Urethra says, OMG, the return of your podcast in States Crates. My party hat's perked up. Otnip Flips drop. I forgot the drop part. Sorry. Otnip drop flips. I bought something on Bonanza.
Richard. Just say Richard.
Yeah. I bought something, or just say Ford Pinto. I bought something on Bonanza and never received the item and reached out to them and got screwed. I would never sell on that platform. But if you buy through PayPal, so if you're going to buy through Bonanza, use your PayPal account and then open the chargeback through PayPal if you have to, as sort of a last minute thing. Let's see. Dave Philman says, greetings from District 12. Hopefully I get some sales this weekend or I'll have to volunteer as tribute. I hope you get some sales as well. Let's see. I remember how small the sellers were on eBay, Ruby Lane, and Etsy when they were starting up. Every platform took a bit to build up these seller base.
Yes.
Pete has better visibility to launch with YouTube and media now. Yes.
I agree.
I mean, just the number of people that were on his live today. He had almost 1,000 people watching his live. I mean, we're at 200. I mean, that's awesome. But I could not imagine having a live stream where we had over what we have right now. Just nuts.
Crazy Lamp Ladies in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay. Urethra says, I admire Pete. Optimistic for him. Backyard mowing. I miss Krillin live at 2 to 3 a.m. That's like late. I don't know. That's a late. That's like you're up late listing or doing shipping. We're the only thing on YouTube live right now, and you might as well watch anyway. Let's see. Tommy says his mother won't let him stay out that late without us watching him. I don't know who that is though. I'm trying to get some new folks. Here's Ed. I honestly think that 10% promoted is as high as you need to go in any category. If your listing is solid and you want to do more than just do a markdown or coupon, I think that would do better. I agree. Yeah. I think eBay, and this is the debate, and I don't want to spill the beans of the podcast, but what does that mean when eBay says suggested? We were suggesting that you sell this item with a 15 to 20% or 15, 16% promoted listing rate. What does that actually mean? Rain says, hi, late again. I had a thought today. If you're promoting, can you claim that portion of the sale on taxes as advertising? Just curious. Well, if you're promoting, that's going to be wrapped up in your eBay fees. Mm-hmm. So eBay is, they give you an invoice that you get every month, and that's compiled with all your eBay fees. So we got a new offer. Oh gosh, I feel like that's kind of a low ball. I'll have to reply to them later. I should probably do it like now. They offered me pretty much $50 for something I have for $100.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm making big money off of it anyway, but I'm going to come back. No, I'm not going to settle, but I'm going to come back. I have it for $89.99 plus shipping.
Patricia said, squirrel.
Yeah.
Yep.
I always do that, right?
You we could be being bombed in wherever, and he would hear that sound and his ears perk up. But yet he can't he can't hear me tell him take out the trash.
Selective hearing.
Yeah.
Selective hearing.
Terrible.
So I will do a counter, and if they want it, they want it. Not, they're not getting it. Urethra says, I'm snacking on temptations to conjure up Krillin's spirit. Simple Beautiful says, this Thanksgiving and Christmas season seems a little lackluster as far as the overall economy. I don't see any holiday decorating. How's it been for you guys? So this is like the first year that it's already the 10th and Jenna's not interested in putting the tree up. It's not.
I don't have the drive to do it this year. I don't have anybody coming to visit. My son is moved away. I don't have any drive to do Christmas this year. So.
Bearded Picker says, I used the Memorial FAE paper tape machine today. Yeah, we'll get one sooner than
eventually.
Later. Jimmy D says, I hit the like button for a sale. Yes. Awesome. Industrial Crow says, sometimes the postage is more than the item. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, we get people every once in a while on some of the items we mark down. We keep marking down that, it's still a large item. And maybe I wanted $50 plus $30 shipping. Now it's down to, $25 plus the same shipping. And that is a turnoff, I think, for a lot of people just trying to figure out why is the item less than the shipping. Not funny says I'm still waiting 14 days for an order of batteries on eBay. Could have got the next day on Amazon.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then you're like,
that's not funny at all.
I could have spent $5 more and got it tomorrow, and now I got to wait 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Larry Todd says 4% buyers leave eBay, 4% inflation, maybe a correlation.
4.
Yeah, hard to say. I mean, if it was industry wide, whether Mercari is reporting it, Poshmark's reporting, I guess maybe I need to pay attention to what they're reporting. I haven't looked at their reports. But I would like to know, I mean, buyers aren't just changing their behaviors. Maybe they're not spending money, but they're not changing their behaviors. The day of the brick and mortar has seen its day. I mean, you still have your stores out there, but people, for a convenience, would rather shop online before they go to the store. Let's see. Duncan says, also, I hear buyers having issues like can't pay for their item, got sent the wrong item. This would put them off coming back. Yeah, it's a bad experience.
Right.
And I mean, for me as a seller on the site, a seasoned seller on the site, get that bad interaction with that paper tape machine, it makes me think twice about buying on the platform.
Yeah.
Jimmy D says, anyone know who or where I can get a great deal on granny panties?
I know a guy.
He's going to be going live here pretty soon in about 45 minutes.
7 p.m. Central.
Yeah. He'll give you a great deal on all of them.
Bearded picker.
Maya says, just speaking for myself, not buying on eBay. I had a mixture of bad Chinese experiences and eBay search is horrible now. I can't find what I want on eBay search, so I go on Google, usually find results for Poshmark or other stores altogether. I never buy on Amazon, by the way. And then cha-ching for Larry Todd about a half an hour ago. Ken says, if you sell similar stuff like CLH, what is that? Craigslist Hunter, then what not go under CLH District? But if you sell used clothes or lipsticks, nail polish, then I don't know, going under Craigslist Hunter will help you in more inventory. I mean, it may not work out well for everyone. It might work good for some
there
people.
is a lot of variety on that store already. And so, I mean, I've only listed shoes.
Yeah.
And we have all these race car things that
a lot of them.
It was a bad buy, but
it was a bad buy.
Know, whatever. But
bad buys happen.
Put those up there so far.
It's a bad buy until they sell, then it'll be a better buy. But what?
I don't know.
Okay. Guide Guru says, my question is, here it goes again. I'm gonna get like 3 people saying, let Jenna speak.
Sorry. It's
get
my
it out.
problem. I
get it
have
out.
a brain issue.
Okay. Guide Guru says, my question is, how does Pete keep quality control on people selling on his site? So on his live today, he was talking about how when you put in a request to sell on the site, he's going to have you, I believe, on the request, put you sell on any other platforms, what's your store. He's going to go in and sort of vet that, you have good feedback. And
he basically is vetting your eBay store or wherever. It could be Posh or wherever. He's vetting it to a degree that he's comfortable with.
Yeah, it's like Thomas said, he has to prove the sellers. Yeah. eBay used clothing sellers who use priority shipping exclusively are getting hurt by priority fees already, and now increases are coming. Mm-hmm. Yep, increases are coming. But I use mostly FedEx because I have large items. Every once in a while I use priority, but when I use USPS, it's usually, gosh, I can't even think. It's the Ground Advantage.
We're doing great today.
Yeah, I'm doing great today. You can tell it's Friday. Rain says, Jenna, love your shirt. Actually, we're watching the whole show again. Started yesterday. Now, if there is a new season, we haven't seen it yet. So
no, she doesn't spoil it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rain.
Simple Beautiful says the buyers are leaving because some buyers that come to eBay are scammers or drop shippers trying to scam sellers so they can sell items on Amazon or other places, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get,
in my opinion.
We had a message from Brett who received a message from someone on Poshmark who, were reaching out to him and wanting his information to do a sale offline or something, wanted his email address.
When you first sign, anybody that knows Poshmark and is you open the account, you start putting things on there, and here come the trolls. and the scam artists, they make little comments on the bottom of the post, and they ask you to do business off of eBay, saying, if you could just email blah, 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 and, whatever they say, but they want you to email off the platform. That is a big, giant red flag. Do not do business off of Poshmark. Those people are all scammers. Every single one of them. All you do is report them, and their comments are removed from your item, and they basically go away.
And then Love It Collectibles says, I'm sorry, I meant how does a seller know when it's time to open a store on eBay? For me, it's if you have at least 100 items in your, that you have listed, not necessarily in a store because you don't have a store yet, 100 items, and you're just going to continue to add more. To me, you just simply by not having access to the coupon and or markdown sales, you're behind the 8 ball against your competition, because reselling on eBay is about beating competition. Now, if you have stuff that's unique, where you don't really need to give a discount or a incentive to someone to buy from you other than someone else, for me, then it becomes, are you overpaying for your insertions and stuff like that? Your final value fees shouldn't change too much with the store. But I just think anyone who's starting to sell on eBay and has around 100 items in their, I keep saying store because you don't have one yet, but up for sale, then it's definitely worth it. I think, we're talking only a few bucks a month. Jacqueline says, I'm going to catch you guys on the rewatch. My mom came over and we're hanging out. Well, enjoy time with your mom. Sky Cam Brad says, thanks to all the vets out there.
Yes.
And
we
Thomas says,
you like
ka-ching versus cha-ching, sales versus sales. No, $20 cha-ching. Ka-ching, $20. Cha-ching over $20. Ken says, okay, typing considering last time didn't work. So, John, I figured typing conceded would work. I'm in a dilemma. You're really messing with me. Mike says, eBay wants to emulate Amazon when it comes to customer experience. Can they pull it off without continuing to lose market share?
No, not unless they control their sellers.
Nope. Meg says, oh, man, my needy cousin called 40 minutes ago, and I just got off the phone with him. I'm going to have to watch most of this on the replay.
Oh, man.
It's all right. There's always next time.
That's okay.
We have two of these a week, so you're welcome to hang out with us anytime. Let's see. Skycam Brad says, promoted listings is killing eBay for both the buyers and sellers. I mean, the buyers don't realize what's going on. They don't understand the squeeze that the sellers are getting. They're leaving for another reason. I could see that pushing a lot of sellers away, though. Let's see. We got Wig IQ or Wiggy Q. Landshark Picker says, is that Prairie Grit tape?
No.
No, this is
my go-to tape.
And this is from American Bubble
Boy.
Yep. Kent says, pro tip, buy a Uline tape gun. Done. Bearded Picker, third world problems. Paper tape has no such issues.
I wouldn't know yet.
Yeah, we wouldn't know yet. Yeah. Jerry says, John, you should have floaters in your eyes like I do. Then you'll never get rid of those gnats.
Oh, God.
Well,
I can just imagine. He'll be like this all day.
Most of us actually do. I mean, I was at my eye doctor. Most of us actually do. Now that you say it, I'm seeing them. But your brain tunes them out, at least most of them. Mike says, that's someone at eBay who hacked. I had to deal with that mess in May. So if it's eBay who's doing that crazy shenanigans, it's time to get someone on the phone to fix it for you. Average card collector.
Right before.
Oh, John Jenna, did you receive my email concerning the paper tape machine? I did, and I replied. There's another YouTuber that's selling one. I just to spend $650 on a paper tape machine, I'll wait. There's other opportunities. It's a little more than I want to spend. Somewhere around $400. I want the deal that Beard got. That deal. I mean, if I have to deal with some tiles and bedspreads thrown in the mix, then I guess that's what I'm going to have to deal with.
Yeah.
Average card collector says, what would your best advice be for someone just starting on eBay? Just starting on eBay, sell the stuff that you have sitting around in your garage, your closet, your attic, your basement, things that you don't use anymore. And all you got to do is go through the stuff that you have and say, well, do I really use this? And start selling that and treat that as money that doesn't exist. That's money that you're going to use when you decide to go to yard sales and when you decide to go to thrift stores. Well, I mean, if you have a decent one in your area, right? That's how I would start.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yes. And don't quit your day job.
Yeah.
Don't quit it at all. I mean,
don't.
do eBay as a part-time gig if you want to do it that way, but keep your day job unless you're absolutely crushing it, or if you get fired, or if you get released, like our office got closed. Beard says, you have all the knowledge you need. It is called a cell phone. Use it. Yes, and use your tools like your cell phone. So many people just don't want to go and use their phone at a yard sale. They're afraid that people are going to think that they're a reseller, and I can understand that. But for me, if you find an item at a yard sale that catches your eye, take a look at it, evaluate it, sit it down, walk away, and act like you're texting someone and look it up, right? They don't know what you're doing. Wig IQ says, I watched where I actually learned something, your site, The Auction Professor, and a few others. I can't stand sitting watching people rambling about what's sold every single time. It's hard to watch. Now, some people, like, here's a show that I really like to watch. He makes it fun, and that is Art, the Art of Resell.
He is absolutely hysterical.
Yeah, he's I can watch that. That's fun.
If you're ever in a down mood or you just need that pick me up, Art of Resell's got your back, because he's going to make you laugh, cry.
That's why his channel blew up, because he really does a good job with that. Yeah. Tracy Park says, feet picks pay the bills, Jenna.
Yes.
Bearded Picker says, tonight's reseller report will be everything I have sold this week. Oops, need a new plan. Yeah, that ain't going to work for this crowd. Henry S. says, eBay rolled out the immediate payment. Charge my business debit. How rude. Yeah, eBay can be rude at times.
They sure can.
Seb says, hi, is it better to sell video games on eBay or Amazon? For me, I'd say on eBay. But there's other people out there that might know the answer to that over me. Foyo Games says, Tracy has feet pox. What?
She sure does.
Picks.
How do you think she's got building her custom home?
Catch Beard in about a half an hour.
It's almost like when we get off this live and we can roll right into Beard.
Tommy Bernard says, there is no replacing Tracy. We all know that. Andy Summitus calves are second best.
Is that Andy, our Andy?
No, it's a different Andy. Andy does have beautiful calves.
Oh, I need to see the calves for myself.
We're not playing that. Let's see. Trying to find some new folks. Here's Alexander Goncalves. I think I have said that right. Goncalves. Hello from Portugal. Flipping ain't easy. Yes, thanks for being here. It's awesome that you're tuning in all the way from Portugal. Let's see here. I know I'm behind, but it can't be that far behind, can I?
Surprise.
Brian says, my girlfriend was just in Vegas for the fall professional baseball meetings.
Ooh.
So I know that there's meetings going on for MLB in Arizona, but this must be something a little bit different.
I know they just solidified the land for the new stadium that they are going to build.
Can you tell us what team that is?
The A's. Am I wrong?
That's right. Thomas has already put the tree up. Come visit Jenna. Just be warned, there's mistletoe everywhere. Wow. Guide Guru says, pro tip, you don't have to put up the tree or decorations if you never took them down last year.
I didn't want to take them down last year. I got this big, beautiful 12-foot tree.
Daniel Negrano has his tree up from last year.
Yeah, but see, this tree is 3 times the size I am. And my son just moved to Texas, who is 6'4", that helped me. with the tree, and now I have nobody to help me.
I can do the tree.
No, I would hear you bitch and moan.
But
I'm trying to do work here. Can't you see that I'm listing? Oh no.
Look, you just make an appointment. I'll make time.
Nope.
Blithering Rando says, anyone else getting most of their sales on Wednesday lately? It's been eerily quiet on Friday and Saturday, especially, but busier on Wednesday, Thursdays, and Sunday. Well, I mean, good Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday was kind of
Thursday was crap. Thursday seemed for us to be the crap day. Sundays are our best days.
Nick says, does anyone do the buyer discounted shipping program on eBay?
Buyer discounted program?
I don't know anything about that.
Well, we give the discounted rate to our.
Well, yeah, if you give your discount, if you choose, look, I'm going to give on calculated shipping, I'm going to give my discount to the buyer, and maybe you add $1 or $2 in your business policy to offset the cost of tape and stuff. I could see you doing that. But as far as like charging them the full, I don't like that. I think it's going to drive people away from your item because shipping is way too high. Juice, the PA Picker says, I used your tip about liquidation maps. Thanks. Yeah, it's out there, liquidationmap.com. And you can find the area of the country that you're in, zoom in on the map, and contact some folks for some liquidation. Yeah. Noah Design says, John, Jenna, here's a spoiler for the new season for Yellowstone. Okay. I'm not gonna...
The squirrel dies at the end. That's all he said.
Brian H., I've held out on promoted listings so far, probably why my sales are slow right now. I mean, at some point, I mean, you gotta ask yourself, what am I doing here on the site? What am I putting my listings up here for? Am I trying to make some sales? Yes, it's going to be less money than what I thought I was going to get, but you're going to get sales. I think you got to play the game, and that's what it boils down to. And it's going to require people who have refused to promote all this time. They're going to have to promote. Otherwise, eBay is going to leave them behind unless they have stuff that has such good demand that they are not going to need to promote. Drummer says, no paper tape, John? Not yet. At some point. Beard says, I got bed bugs when I used the paper tape machine packing fitted sheet. It was awful.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yeah. Mike Gertis says eBay would not fix it. Received an email from eBay stating they effed up my inventory. Took 2 days to fix. Wow. And then Drummer wants to know, Scoot. We're going to call you Scoot, not Scott.
Scoot.
Scooter, what time does your show start? It shows
7 p.m.
in 30 minutes.
Central Time.
Yeah, we give you a chance. Like, this will end a little bit before his show, but usually it does, and it'll give you a chance to like hit the bathroom and then come back. And let's see. Here's a cha-ching. So if I hit the like button twice more, do I get another sale? No, just once. It's one sale per 24 hours.
We only give you one.
If you hit it another time,
don't get greedy, Scoot.
Nick says only if the machine was used or if there were eggs.
Oh.
Maya says, yeah, my parents got bed bugs and insist on trying to treat it themselves. They don't understand why I don't want to come to their house. Holidays are going to suck big time. They are going to be upset.
Oh, my.
and tell them not to pack when they come to your house.
Yeah. Tell them, you don't worry, you'll supply all the bedding.
Yeah. Let's see. Patricia says it's not just demand, it's whether there is much competition. Yeah, I believe that as well. But someone that has something that is like iPhone, right? You know, iPhone 10, even an iPhone 10, something even that old will sell quite fast on the platform. So, you know, it's just doing your research. You might be lucky enough to come across something. I don't know what that something is that is somewhat what you might think is rare or unique, and be able to put it up there without much promotion. I just, and that's kind of the way things are right now, but I fear the way it just appears to me when I'm looking at some of these search results that eBay is allowing some of these sponsored listings that are really not quite related to the search to be a part of the search results. And it's starting to tell me that even on some of the items that you would think are unique, you might want to promote if you're not doing so well. And it boils down to, are you doing well with your sales? If you're not doing well with your sales, then what else can you do? I mean, you can lower your prices, or maybe you could take that same money and maybe not even that same money. It's still a fraction of that amount. Put it towards like 3% promoted. Wouldn't advertise, going 2%, because that's where everyone's at who reluctantly are promoting. I think 3% or more is where you want to be. Brian says, I'm a retired deputy sheriff. You had something to say?
I wanted to ask Devon which channel for the True Crime Live tonight. I know it's on Rumble, but I would like to know the channel.
Can't watch it until after Beard's Live is over. So
maybe it's after.
Well, okay.
Or
Brian,
I could just be multitasking.
Brian says, I'm a retired deputy sheriff and have served thousands of evictions and have come across my share of bed bugs in these hole-in-the-wall establishments.
I sure hope you didn't take them home to your family.
Yeah, to me, that's
there's nothing worse.
Heebie-jeebies on that.
That's just, yeah. Lissa said it's given her.
Guy Guru says, remember when people were smoking bed bugs a few years ago?
Well, apparently right now, in the last few months, there's been a major infestation of bed bugs at the hotels here in Vegas.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of lawsuits going on.
Well, that's why we don't go to the hotels. Nick says you can get them from a multiple ways: an airport, hotel, motel, hospital, restaurant, anywhere with a high volume of people.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I pray
why I stay
never.
Home. That's why I don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I just stay home.
Yeah.
Maya says, I know, OMG, I have turned my whole house inside out to make sure I didn't get them because they weren't going to tell me. And I'm still constantly itching, no bites or anything.
Oh my God. That's
called
horrifying.
the heebie-jeebies. Juice the PA Picker, what was your largest single investment for inventory and what was your profit margin? Well, my largest single investment on inventory was probably somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 on a couple pallets. I think it was the Costco pallets that we bought. What was it, in 2021?
2021.
Or was it early 2022?
No, it was 2020. No, it wasn't 22. 22 sucked.
Yeah, 2021.
Okay. 21.
We bought a bunch of from B Stock. We bought some of the Costco pallets. We bought a couple of them, and they were just loaded with the Sony headphones, the 1000 MX4 or whatever it is. It's probably the wrong model number, but had a ton of those, and there's a couple other really hot items that were just selling for us like crazy. We had to have made at least 30 or 40,000. Another one was back in 2019. We bought a pallet of electronics from Amazon, and this pallet was manifested, had 150 AirPods in there, and that's when I had to go out in the garage and clean out the earwax cake on some of the ones that were used, and we cleaned them all up, and we sold those as used. We sold some of the other ones that were in new condition, open box, and we were making $100 a pop on each one of those. They were
selling one right after another.
$1,000 sales days.
Those were so nice.
We had a $25,000 month on eBay from that lot. So,
Devon, what's the name of the channel?
Says Gianna, it's drama with the true crime community. So basically, drama tonight. We have been following Dylan Round's case missing from Montello, Nevada. Never heard of that one. John says, hi, Jenna and John. Do you think the CEO of eBay is getting the message with the stock under $40? Maybe he'll start too. We just have to hope so. Hard to say. It seems to me that they're so happy with the direction the company's going that a loss in stock is probably just, they're just going to shrug it off and keep following the same path. I don't see anything changing until the stockholders, really revolt. Maybe, I don't know, they see that there's a different vision needed for the company. Like, let's start advertising towards getting more buyers on the platform. I'm sure that's unsettling for people. Buyers keep leaving the platform. Where are the sales going to come from? Let's see. Industrial Crow says, I comp stuff, then I get offered discounts on what I've looked at. I don't get that. It's annoying. Yeah, eBay thinks you're potentially going to buy that item, right? You just gotta, just decline. Don't think it's an offer for your stuff, because then, you're gonna have to, buy something, or at least talk your way out of the sale, or just do like a lot of bad buyers do. Just don't, just cancel. Let's see. Drummer says eBay biz model, keep squeezing the sellers. Yep, that is it for sure. Well, I know we're a little early, but I want to give you guys a chance to get a little bathroom break. So you can go over to Beard's channel. The Bearded Picker in 20 minutes is going to do his live. I might drop in while I'm working and say hi. But you know what? We're going to get one of these reports every quarter. And let's hope that eBay figures a way out to right the ship when it comes to, I don't care if they're making money. eBay is in business to make money. I expect that. But let's not chase off the people that we need so that we can make money, and that's our buyers. But that's nothing we can control, but yet it's just another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent weekend. Like I said, go check out Bearded Picker's channel in a few minutes. And be sure to catch the eBay Power Hour podcast. That's tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. And we will talk to you guys very soon.
Have a great weekend, guys. We love you.